Good afternoon and welcome to the digital version of News 3 at 5. I'm Rachel Gardner. Now we are continuing our news broadcast online after the station's tower was hit by lightning during Wednesday's storms. Now rest assured we do have crews here. They are working to restore power or transmission. But until then, we will be delivering your news digitally. So here we go. Now in your top story today, new details in an overnight incident that happened in Benton. One person is dead and a home destroyed by fire after police say that a homeowner opened gunfire on neighbors and on first responders. Here's what we know so far. Now neighbors tell us that it started with a wellness check around 9 o'clock last night. Police called to the home on North 10th Street, but they were unable to access the residence due to a large privacy fence that surrounds the property. Well, only 2.5 hours later, neighbors were calling 911. Keisha Johnson called police after a bullet busted through her front door. Another neighbor called to alert the fire department that the home was on fire. Well, the fire department, they staged nearby while police tried to enter into the residence. Benton police say that ammunition was exploding or being fired as they tried to gain entry. Nearby homes were evacuated for safety. Firefighters forced to work on that fire externally. Now, eventually, firefighters were able to control that fire and police secured the property. Firefighters recovered the body of the homeowner in an internal and undamaged room. Johnson, the neighbor, she says that she was watching TV with her son when that shot came through her house.
My front door is completely gone, completely shattered it. The bullet entered my living room wall, exited through my kitchen wall, where it then traveled to my kitchen window above my sink and shattered it. They actually found the slug in my windowsill in my kitchen.
Now, while clearly shaken by that incident, Johnson says that no one inside of her home was hurt. She says that she does plan to talk further with police about questions with that situation and how it escalated to that point. Well, a Carbondale business offering up a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of a burglar. Well, here's what we know about that. Carbondale police say they responded to a business on Tuesday along the 600 block of East Walnut Street. Now you're taking a look at some photos that were taken from surveillance footage identifying that person of interest. Investigators learned that parts had been stolen from that air conditioning unit on the building's roof. Well, officials say they do believe that theft happened on Saturday morning. If you have any information about the theft, you are asked to contact Carbondale police. Well, police in a Southern Illinois community are investigating a crash into a local bank. Check this out. Take a look. Now you can see there's damage to the pillar. Well, we'll get that up there in just a moment. There's damage to a pillar at the Anna State Bank. The Anna police chief tells us that it happened early this afternoon when a pickup truck crashed into that pillar. Well, it caused damage to the bank. However, police say no injuries of employees at the bank. Well, the driver of the truck taken to the hospital for precautionary measures. That incident is under investigation. Well, students graduating from John A. Logan College, they will celebrate their milestone this spring in a different location because ongoing campus construction, well, the college is moving commencement to a different place. Well, it will be happening well, we'll get there. Major renovations underway at the Carterville campus. They've temporarily closed off the front entrance. They've limited access to the gymnasium that's normally used for graduation ceremonies. Well, as a result, the college has now announced that both commencement and nursing pinning will be happening, there we go, at Mountain Dew Park in Marion. That's happening in May. Administrators say that the change is necessary while the crews continue rebuilding the front of the campus, and the celebration itself will still honor hundreds of students preparing to move into the workforce.
So we're having our entire graduation ceremonies. That's the nurse pinning for our ADN and LPN and our graduation ceremonies at Mountain Dew Park. The front entrance to the building is completely demolished right now, and we're in the middle of waiting on that starting to be rebuilt. So that doesn't allow us to use the gymnasium for our graduations like we normally would.
Well, the college's main commencement ceremony is scheduled for May 16th at 10 a.m. The nursing pinning ceremony for LPN and ADN graduates, that will follow that afternoon at 2 p.m. at the same location. Students who plan to graduate this spring must submit their graduation application by March 27th in order to participate and have their degree officially rewarded. Well, Egyptian Electric Cooperative, they are inviting first responders, farmers, and highway crews to a safety workshop that is happening in Murfreesboro. Now, the Fields and Wire Safety Workshop, it happens Friday, March 27th from 11:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. at EECA headquarters on Finney Road. Organizers say that attendees will learn how to handle down power lines and other electrical hazards. That event is free, but you do need to register by Monday, March 23rd. Now, while some areas of our region did see some flash flooding over the last couple of days, well, there's just really no doubt that we needed that rain. The entire tri-state region was in a drought category. We got a better look at it today as the drought monitor was released this morning, but we're not going to know the impact of the rainfall until the next drought monitor that comes out next week. Now, the map that was released this morning, it only runs through March 3rd, so it doesn't account for the last 48 hours of rain. With that said, in today's map, our area is in a moderate drought, with parts of the region also falling into severe category. Last week, the U.S. Drought Monitor showed that over 80% of the land of Lincoln under some level of drought, while another 15% was considered abnormally dry. Well, let's go ahead and take a live look outside. Here is a look from our tower camera in Carbondale. It has been pretty calm today, considering what we experienced overnight and this morning. Things finally starting to calm down a little bit. But we are warm out there today. We might be seeing record-setting temperatures tomorrow. Here with the first look at our forecast, let's send it over to meteorologist Jonathan Weaver.
Well, we got a lot of rain across the area through the overnight hours, and this morning we started to dry things out. Still a few spotty showers out there, and we'll keep that in the forecast throughout the evening hours. And then tomorrow, we're going to turn up that sunshine and that dial on the temperatures, as we'll be right around 80 degrees in some locations tomorrow afternoon. And then it's going to be short-lived. So we're going to increase the clouds Friday night into the day on Saturday. In fact, Saturday morning, we'll start tracking that rain, some thunderstorms. We'll keep our eye on the sky for you. Some of that could be strong to severe. Temperatures, big range in numbers, about 10 degrees, 68 degrees right now. In Carbondale, we got 77 along the Kentucky-Tennessee line. We got 69 in Poplar Bluff, 69 in Paducah, and 75 degrees right now in Murray. So here's what we're talking about. Clouds hanging tough, but hey, still pretty warm out there. If you don't get a shower activity, go outside and do something. But there's a few blips of green here on the screen. So we're going to keep the chance for a few spotty showers in the forecast through the evening hours. And here's a snapshot of your week. Look at that. Temperature's so close to 80 degrees. And in fact, some places will break 80 degrees tomorrow afternoon. We dip it a little bit on Saturday just because a lot of cloud cover. There's going to be shower. There's going to be thunderstorm activity. We'll dry you out a little bit on Sunday. Temperatures hang out in the 60s. And then we start spiking those numbers again as we head into Monday and Tuesday. So Storm Track 3 Futurecast between now and 8 p.m. Again, a few spotty showers. Most of those, we'll say, will be in our northern counties. And then we'll start to clear out the skies tonight. It's going to be a fabulous Friday with the lead off into this evening. Temperatures right around 65 degrees with a few spotty showers. As we go into the rest of the weekend, we're going to be talking about the chance for sunshine, temperatures spiking again into the 70s, all sorts of things happening, the chance for storms. Well, that all-important 7-day forecast in a couple minutes.
Now to our national headlines. With a swift move today, President Trump firing Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem. Now it is only days after she finished testifying in front of lawmakers on the department's handling of immigration enforcement. Well, ABC's Olivia Rubin has more.
A major shakeup in the Trump administration. The president firing Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Trump posting on Truth Social that Noem has, quote, served us well and will be moving into a newly created special envoy role, announcing that Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin from Oklahoma will take over, effective at the end of the month.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you?
Noem speaking at an event shortly after, not addressing the firing, but later posting on social media, thanking the president for the new job and saying, we have made historic accomplishments at the Department of Homeland Security to make America safe again. The shakeup coming after Noem's heated two-day testimony on Capitol Hill. Sources tell ABC News Trump was, quote, deeply frustrated by Noem's performance, particularly by her answer to this question.
How do you square that concern for waste, which I share, with the fact that you have spent $220 million running television advertisements that feature you prominently?
Sir, the president tasked me with getting the message out to the country and to other countries where we were seeing the invasion come from, with putting commercials out that told them that if they were in this country illegally, that they needed to leave. That has been extremely effective.
Ask you to run these advertisements, is that right?
We had that conversation, yes, before I was put in this position and sworn in and confirmed, and since then as well.
Republican Senator John Kennedy later saying the president personally called him after that exchange to push back.
When he was mad as a murder hornet, he asked me what I thought about Mark Twain, and I said, A, I like him. B, very smart. C, he's a very good businessman.
And a senior administration official tells ABC News that the president did not sign off on that $220 million ad campaign. In an interview with Reuters today, the president saying he, quote, never knew anything about it. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
In other national news, Savannah Guthrie says that she does, in fact, plan to return to the Today Show on NBC. Now, NBC made its first public statement about her future on the show earlier today. The network says that Guthrie stopped by the Today Show for the first time since her mother's abduction, and her abduction more than a month ago. Well, then she spent several weeks helping with that search before recently returning to her home in New York. There's no date yet set for her return. We're taking a live look now right outside of the station in Carterville. We've got some pretty cloudy skies out there, but at least we're relatively calm, comparatively speaking. Let's go ahead and get a look at our full forecast. Here's meteorologist Jonathan Weaver.
A few thunderstorms this morning. We had a lot of rain, over an inch in a lot of locations. We had that flash flood watch warning throughout some of our counties. Then we started to dry out a little bit as we went throughout the day, but still a few spotty showers are going to be in the forecast through the evening hours. Summer-like conditions for our TGIF, and then we're tracking the possibility for more storms on Saturday. So more rain on the way, at least for the first half of the weekend. Right now, 68 degrees in Carbondale, it's 73 in Perryville, 77 degrees, Tiptonville, Union City, 75 in Murray, and 69 degrees right now in Paducah. So clouds hung tough today, but with that southerly flow, we still got those nice temperatures. Normal high temperature is 53 degrees, so to be in the 60s or 70s is quite the gift. We are tracking a few spotty showers here or there, maybe a rumble of thunder. We're not anticipating any severe weather this evening, so thank goodness for that. Storm Track 3 Futurecast between now and 8 p.m. You can see some green here on the screen over toward Mount Vernon, Perryville, Carbondale, chance for a few spotty showers maybe around Cape Girardeau, over toward Piedmont, Marion, Kentucky. All this will be pushing on off to the north and east. Here we are, 8 o'clock, still best chance for seeing a shower in southern Illinois. We're going to start clearing out the skies, drying things up in our southern counties through the overnight hours. All of us are going to start to see clear skies. Here we are at sunrise for your Friday. Plenty of sunshine, so it's going to be a great day. Could there be a shower? There's a small chance that one would pop up, but most of your day is going to be dry. We're going to see a lot of sunshine. Those temperatures are going to climb to around 80 degrees. Now we go through Friday night. We start increasing the clouds, and then close to daybreak on Saturday morning. Here's our next system. So around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, Poplar Bluff, Piedmont, Farmington, Perryville. We start tracking some rain. You see some yellows, oranges, and reds in here. So some thunderstorm activity is going to be possible. 5, 6 o'clock moving into Carbondale, over toward Paducah. We have a chance for severe weather, and we'll get to that in a second. Here we are still around 8 a.m. Starting to dry things out north and west, still down to the south and east. The lakes region, still some rain shower activity. That'll hang out to about lunchtime. Then we'll start a nice drying trend as we go throughout the rest of your Saturday afternoon. Temperatures a little cooler because of that cloud cover. We'll keep them cool on Sunday, but the good news is we're going to give you back some sunshine, drier conditions, dry Monday, bringing back some storms on Tuesday. So here's what we're talking about. So no storms tonight, but tomorrow we're talking about probably in the time frame about 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. So the bulk of your daylight hours tomorrow are going to be dry. Your Friday night's going to be dry. So you saw on Futurecast there around Saturday morning, chance for severe weather going into looks like Saturday afternoon. So just a level 1 chance for seeing severe weather at this point in time. So through the evening hours, spotty shower not out of the question. Temperatures right around 65 degrees. Through the overnight, we start to clear out the skies. 59 in Carbondale, 62 at wake-up time in Tiptonville, and then here's the 80s. 82 in Union City. Murray, 81 in Paducah, 78 degrees tomorrow afternoon in Carbondale. Tracking the shower activity, storms Saturday, Sunday is the pick of the weekend, and then we get back into the 70s next week.
Now we move to the war in Iran. New images showing the destruction across the Middle East. Iran's retaliatory strikes, that's now spanning 12 countries. Meanwhile, the Trump administration says that they have the upper hand. Well, ABC's Krishan Cordero brings us more.
Today, the back-and-forth airstrikes between U.S.-Israeli forces and the Iranian regime are reaching far beyond Iran's border. New video shows the moment a missile slams into an oil facility in Bahrain. Officials there say the missile came from Iran, adding there was limited damage and no one died. Despite widespread counterattacks from Iran, Trump administration officials are confident the U.S. has the resources to outlast the Iranian regime and will.
That was a tremendous threat to us for many years. 47 years they've been killing our people and killing people from all over the world.
The U.S.-Israeli strikes have hit thousands of targets in Iran. Israel has also launched airstrikes into Lebanon. The Pentagon says military efforts at sea have destroyed at least 20 of Iran's Navy vessels.
We are being attacked, so we have to fight back. We are not fighting any country of the region. We feel no hostility, no animosity toward any country of the region.
Iran's counterattack has hit at least 12 Middle Eastern countries. And now European allies, including the UK, France, Greece, and Spain, are sending resources to Cyprus, a European Union island nation in the eastern Mediterranean. The EU vows any military action would be defensive. A member of Iran's government told an Iranian news agency it is in the final stages of selecting the country's next supreme leader. President Trump demanded to be involved in that process, similar to his approach in Venezuela. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Now to gas prices. You've probably noticed the price ticking upward over the last week. Well, prices are climbing as the war with Iran intensifies and oil supplies are restricted. They're now the highest that they've been in 11 months. The jump even more for diesel. While no wholesale costs suggest that increases are not over yet. Well, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office wants to warn the public about an ongoing rental scam. They say that the scam going around, there are some tips on how you can spot this scam. Now, first, the profile listing that rental property is fake or brand new. They often have very few photos and no local friends. Now, the second, the rental price just too good to be true. Third, the scammer asks to exclusively communicate via text or maybe a random phone number. And fourth, the scammer uses evasive and suspicious tactics. Now, those include things like requesting money before you even see that property. They request payment through an app maybe, or they pressure you to send a deposit first. Now, looking ahead, if you're looking for a few laughs over the weekend, well, one Hollywood funny man is bringing them right to Southern Illinois. Actor-comedian Marlon Wayans will be at the Marion Cultural and Civic Center this Saturday, March 7th. Now, he's here as part of his Wild Child comedy tour. You might remember Marlon from the Scary Movie and Haunted House franchises, as well as White Chicks, and more recently, the Jordan Peele film, Him, which is a psychological thriller. Now, we caught up with Marlon ahead of the show, and we asked what fans can expect when the laughs start rolling.
The unexpected. I don't know what I'm going to do half the time, but you can expect to laugh. I will be funny, and you'll learn something from it. And I think, I'm in the business of delivering smiles. Laughs is a quick, momentary thing. A smile is something that you carry with you when you leave and you feel good. So that's how we do it.
Well, it sounds like he wants to leave you laughing. Well, the door is open for that show 6 p.m. with the show kicking off at 7. Tickets can be found online at the Marion Cultural and Civic Center's website, or you can log on to marlonwayans.com. Now, we're taking a live look across the region as we wrap up the 5 o'clock. Now, before we go, let's get a final check of weather with meteorologist Jonathan Weaver.
Tracking the chance for a few spotty showers through the evening hours. Temperatures staying in the 60s, not all that bad. We'll start to clear you out tonight. Lows down to 59 in Carbondale, 60 in Sykeston, Poplar Bluff. And then here we go. The heat is on for our Friday, 78 degrees. Tomorrow afternoon, Carbondale 81 in Paducah, 82 in Union City. It is feeling summer-like, and that means an increase for some storms. So we're talking about Saturday morning. Around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, that will start to move into our western counties, spread throughout the entire viewing area throughout the morning hours of your Saturday. Upper 60s, dry Sunday.
Well, that does it for our digital broadcast for News 3 at 5. We hope to see you back here at 6 for News 3.